In a battlefield where technology dictates the rules of the game, who would have thought that something as simple as a cardboard plane could become one of Ukraine's most effective weapons against Russia? It sounds like a joke, but it's not. While Moscow invests billions in tanks, fighter jets, and anti-aircraft systems, Kyiv is using disposable, cheap, and nearly radar-invisible drones to turn the tide. How are these paper planes causing so much damage? And how are the Russians resorting to unusual solutions to try to protect themselves? That's exactly what we're about to reveal. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, take a moment to subscribe now and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any videos like this one. Called the Corvo Precision Payload Delivery System, PPDS, these drones were developed by an Australian company called Sipak Systems in partnership with the Australian Army. In March 2023, they began being sent to Ukraine as part of a military aid package. But what makes these drones so feared? For starters, they're made of a material resembling waxed cardboard, the same kind used for pizza boxes. This might seem strange at first glance, but there's a huge advantage. They're incredibly lightweight and practically invisible to radar. This makes detecting and shooting them down an extremely difficult task for Russian defenses. Another interesting feature is their modular design. When disassembled, these drones look like nothing more than a stack of cardboard sheets, and all it takes is a bit of hot glue or duct tape to put them into operation. Yes, duct tape, a cheap component for a lethal weapon of war. They may seem fragile, but the truth is they're incredibly versatile. With a wingspan of approximately 2 yards, the Corvo PPDS is controlled by an Android tablet, making its operation as simple as flying a toy drone, but a lethal one. They use GPS for navigation, and even if the signal is blocked, built-in software ensures the drone continues flying toward its target. Another surprising detail lies in the construction material. The waxed cardboard not only makes them lightweight, but also allows them to operate in adverse conditions, such as heavy rain or near marine environments, where humidity would normally compromise conventional drones. Additionally, these drones aren't disposable after a single use. They can be reused for reconnaissance missions up to 60 times, an impressive number for something seemingly so simple. Now the question arises, why use cardboard drones in a war when there are much more sophisticated options? The answer is simple: cost and efficiency. While advanced military drones can cost millions of dollars, a PPDS Raven has an estimated cost between $600 and $3,500. This means that if one is shot down, the financial loss is minimal, allowing Ukraine to use them on a large scale without major concerns. And what about launching them? Well, they don't need runways or sophisticated equipment. They can be fired from small catapults or even hand-launched, making them extremely practical on the battlefield. Since their arrival in March 2023, Ukrainian military forces quickly recognized their offensive potential. By June of the same year, they began converting these drones into kamikaze weapons, meaning instead of just gathering intelligence in reconnaissance missions, they were also loaded with explosives and programmed to hit targets, self-destructing on impact. Despite their compact size, they can carry up to 6.6 pounds of explosives, enough to damage armored vehicles, destroy artillery pieces and aircraft. One of the most impressive attacks took place in August 2023, when Ukraine used these drones to target a Russian airbase in Kursk. The result? The destruction of 1 MiG-29 and 4 Su-30 fighters, in addition to damage to air defense systems, such as the Pantsir S-1. It's simply unbelievable. Aircraft that cost over $100 million being destroyed by a cardboard drone, which cost between $600 and $3,500. But the attacks didn't stop there. 2 days later, Ukraine used them again against another Russian air base, this time in Pskov, about 447 miles inside Russian territory. The damage was significant. 2 military transport planes were destroyed, while 2 others were seriously damaged. Can you imagine the panic this caused among the Russians? Suddenly, even air bases deep inside Russia became vulnerable to attacks from an enemy they couldn't even detect on radar. And that's when something curious happened. After these attacks, photos began surfacing of Russian planes with stacks of tires on top of them. That's right, tires. In a desperate attempt to protect their aircraft from kamikaze drones, the Russians resorted to a rudimentary method that, to them, seemed better than nothing. These drones also play a crucial role in reconnaissance and supply delivery missions. Ammunition, medical equipment, and even communication systems can be transported by these small drones directly to the front lines. Because they're lightweight and hard to detect, they offer a much safer alternative than using traditional vehicles, which could easily be targeted by enemy attacks. The manufacturer, Sypac Systems, revealed an impressive detail. The Corvo PPDS was designed to carry a bag of blood. This means that, in the heat of combat, wounded soldiers can receive essential medical supplies without exposing a rescue team to danger. An innovation that could literally save lives. By the end of 2023, Ukraine had already received more than 1,000 units of this drone. But that was just the beginning. New models, even more powerful, are being developed, capable of carrying up to 13 pounds of payload, be it supplies or explosives. Additionally, there are plans to create drones that operate in a coordinated manner, forming swarms that could fly over strategic targets, making any defense even more difficult. Faced with this reality, Russia had to react. They've already lost thousands of tanks since the start of the war, and cardboard drones are partly responsible for this destruction. To try to counter this threat, the Russians began developing tanks with electronic warfare systems designed to block drone signals. But so far, these attempts have been a failure. With technology advancing rapidly and the need for cheap, efficient solutions, these drones are showing the world that sometimes less is more. Lightweight, stealthy, and nearly undetectable, they're changing the rules of the game in Ukraine's war. And it's not just the cardboard drones that are turning heads. Major powers like the United States and China are already keeping an eye on this and other innovations Ukraine is implementing, studying how to adapt these new ideas into their own military strategies. These paper planes, which many underestimated at first, are proving to be an effective weapon. Cheap, easy to use, and extremely hard to detect, they're making a real impact on the battlefield, challenging traditional tactics and showing that creativity can be as powerful as cutting-edge technology. So what do you think about this cardboard drone revolution? Are we witnessing a drastic change in how wars are fought? Leave your opinion in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel. It's free and helps us a lot in bringing more content like this. Don't forget to like and share. See you next time.